Hi, everyone. Unfortunately, I will not be in class today or this week. I have still am recovering from my surgery, so the doctor doesn't want me to come back yet. So hopefully I'll be back on Monday. But I don't want us to miss too much work. I know you guys wouldn't want that. So I'll do short videos every day. We're going to start a new topic. I thought it'd be good to start after Pesach a new topic. So if you go on Schoology, there's a link all the way in the bottom. It says Breakdown of Story of Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua. Okay, so please click on that link. What that link is I broke it up, the Gemara up into kind of little sections. And what we're going to do is go through it section by section. And you should just take notes, punctuate it and translate it on the file. This we can kind of have broken up into pieces because I know this will be a little hard to do in the Gemara itself. Now, what this is something called an Agadata. Okay, an Agadata is a story in the Gemara. The Gemara has lots and lots of stories, especially about the people who lived during that time. So the time of the Mishnah, the time of the Gemara, as stories of their lives. A lot of the stories we have about the lives of Rabbi Akiva and Hillel and Shammai and all these stories, they all come from the Gemara itself. The Gemara recorded these stories so that their lives would remain known to us. So we have here a very interesting Gemara. It's a story of two individuals, Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua. This story is taking place, let me just look at the exact year roughly. Sorry. This is taking place after the time of the second Beis Hamikdash. The second Beis Hamikdash has already been destroyed. So this is taking place, let's say around 100 CE, roughly. We'll see a lot of other familiar characters. Rabbi Akiva will come into the story, and a few others. So this is taking place, let's say around 120, something like that, CE. Rabbi Gamliel became the leader around 80 CE. So about 10 years after the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. So this is still a Jewish people that is reeling and recovering from the destruction of the second Beis Hamikdash. They are under the rule of the Romans, which they don't love. They haven't yet rebelled against the Romans, which is going to take place a little bit later on. So we have here a very interesting story about this time. Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. Tana Rabbanan, our rabbis teach us. Ma'aseh b'tamid echad. So the story starts very innocently about a halachic discussion. So Ma'aseh means like a story happening. So there's a story about Talmid Echad with one student, a Talmid's a student, Sheba Lifnei Rabbi Yoshua. So this student came before Sheba, he came Lifnei, before Rabbi Yoshua. He came before Rabbi Yoshua. Amar Lo, and he said to him, Tfilat Arvit Rishut O Chova. So the context of the story, and the context won't matter a whole lot, but just so we understand what's going on, there's a whole discussion as to the status of Arvit or Mariv, right? The third tefillah of the day. It's well understood that Shachar and Mincha are chova, they're obligated. The question is, Mariv, Arvit, is one obligated to say Mariv, or is it optional? There's a whole discussion of what it means that it's optional. It probably doesn't mean optional, it just means that we're a little bit more lenient on it, which is one of the reasons why women have the minhag not to say Arvit, not to say Mariv. Okay. So the question he asks Rabbi Yoshua is, what is your opinion on Mariv? Is it Rishut or Chova? Amar le Rishut. So Rabbi Yoshua says Rishut. It is optional. Okay. Pretty simple story. But this student seems to be a bit of a troublemaker. Okay. And looks like they're looking for some drama. This story has a lot of drama, which is one of the reasons I think you guys would like the story. Lots and lots of drama. So he gets his answer. So you think, a student asks a question, he gets an answer, the whole thing should be done. But what this student does is goes to another rabbi and asks their opinion. As a general rule, this is a pretty bad idea. If you have a halachic question and you ask a rabbi, the assumption is you're asking that rabbi because you want their opinion. And if you ask a rabbi their opinion and they give it to you, you should accept it because you obviously trust their opinion and you're going to them for a reason. It's not often a good practice to go to like many different people and try to get many opinions, especially to pit them one against the other. I know students like to do this sometimes. They hear something from one class and then they go ask the teacher, another teacher, this teacher said this in this class. Do you agree? Do you disagree? It's not always the most productive and helpful thing to do. But this particular student says, that they're going to go ahead and do that. So, Balifnei Rabbi Gamliel. Then the person came before Rabbi Gamliel and said, Amar lo tfilat arvit reshut chovah. Is tfilat arvit reshut, is it optional, like permissible, or chovah, or an obligation? Amar lo chovah. And Rabbi Gamliel disagreed and said, no, it's an obligation. Now, Rabbi Gamliel was the Nasi, okay? The Nasi was the leader of the Jewish people. It means they were he was the head of the Sanhedrin, and the Nasi was like the person who was in charge of the political person in charge of the Jewish people. That means he would deal with the Roman authorities, and he would deal with all sorts of different things. So the Nasi was a very important person, and Rabbi Gamliel was a very powerful person. Now, it's nice to see that he was very accessible. The fact that this random student could come up to him and ask him, relatively simple halachic question is nice, right? You wouldn't think you can go up to Supreme Court justice and ask, some basic legal question. So here you have the head of the Sanhedrin, the Nasi, and he's taking the time to answer this person's question. The problem is the student doesn't merely say, okay, now I have two opinions, I'll decide what to do. He says, Amar lo. So then the student said to Rabbi Gamliel, V'halo Rabbi Yoshua Amar li reshut. But didn't Rabbi Yoshua say to me that it's only permissible? Meaning, first the student goes to Rabbi Yoshua, gets his opinion, and the opinion is that Marav is reshut. Then he goes to Rabbi Gamliel, gets his opinion. And then after seeing that they disagree, he says to Rabbi Gamliel, but wait a second, Rabbi Yeshua has a different opinion. Now, again, there seems to be nothing productive about this. This is going to create a lot of drama. And Rabbi Yeshua and Rabbi Gamliel had a history of disagreeing on things. And it seems that this either was the last straw. For some reason, this really gets Rabbi Gamliel riled up. All right, we will stop here. Just a short video to start us off this week. Make sure you understand this. Make sure you try to get this down in your notes and know it as well as you can word for word. And we'll have another video tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you soon.